you guys? It's Ash Linsky, and today is kind of a milestone video. I have been I've been keeping tabs on how many videos I'm doing and all that fun stuff, but this is the 200th video already. Like, I can't believe it. And I looked, and I've already been doing this for a little bit over 6 months, which also crazy to me. Um, they've been the best 6 months. I've loved every second of doing this. Even like the struggles and the goofs and the gaffes and the screw ups and learning. It's all been the best that ever. Like I'm enjoying doing this so much. I wanted to do something kind of sort of special, and I did say I was gonna do like reading your comments, but I didn't get enough comments. So we're not doing that for this one. I'm gonna hold off on doing that. Um, I wanted to kind of explain the story behind the little pinata that you're seeing over in this corner of the screen. Little pinata right here. Little pinata. So I wanted to do that, and I found my old high school film projects that I worked on finally. So we're gonna watch those together. And it's gonna be really cringy. And I'm sure there's a couple people that are gonna see this and be like, why did you put that on the internet? It was never supposed to go on the internet. So the story behind the little icon is in high school my friend, who I consider a brother because I don't have any brothers and I've always wanted a brother. I never got one. I have two sisters, so but I never had a brother, so we kind of adopted him in as a brother essentially, and he had this joke because we met in fourth or fifth grade, and I was kind of an annoying, hyperactive kid in school in the younger years. So he in seventh grade when we were in the same class, we used to like sit next to each other in like homeroom or whatever. And at one point, I was being so annoying to him. He's like, I am going to hang you over a tree and beat you like a pinata. Awful, awful joke, but everybody laughed. And then I think it was like a year or two later, our like little group of friends adopted this new kid. Her name was Ashley as well. And we're like, it was always confusing because every time they'd say Ashley, it'd just be like, both of us would go, what? And so she got the nickname of Camel. I don't even know. And then I got the nickname of Pinata. So that's why when I had the little tiny little pinata made, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have it be a pinata. And the pinata has my tough red hair, and it has my Louise hat because Louise Belcher's like one of my favorite characters from a show, and I see myself in her a little bit. Like I understand, I relate. I am usually the mastermind, so that's that. So let's get into watching the very old and very cringy high school films. Alright, so the first one we're gonna watch is from a movie competition that I did in high school called the 4500 Digital Video Competition. It was in 2008. This is like the winners and the nominations and all that. Fun fact, there's a lot of... I'm gonna stop and like talk about this probably, or different things throughout. Our movie was called The Poker Night Mistake. And the whole thing with this competition is we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got Friday off of school essentially. We got to go with our film teacher. We went with him and our group. We went to this college campus. We went to a college campus and we spent the day learning about different film techniques, different processes. We got a lot of free stuff. They gave us like a big box of like snacks, foods. They gave us
every group had the same line of dialogue, the same prop, and the same character name to put into the film. It has to be used, like the prop had to be used one way or another. The name had to be spoken, and I think, and the line of dialogue obviously had to be said. But our film didn't even make it to screen because first off, when we used mini DVs, which are like this big, and they're like it's like a tiny cassette, and that's what we used to film the whole thing, and that's what we had to export it on, because I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't let us do digital, but whatever. So they they got our tape and they were like, okay, your audio's messed up. So when we exported it onto the mini DV, the new one, the audio was just fucked. And then they watched it without the audio because they're like, okay, maybe without the. I guess the judges were like, okay, we can watch it without the audio. And then when they did that, they're like, you're disqualified, and your school can never come back to doing this competition. All because, well, you'll see, because of like the things we did in ours, they said they weren't appropriate, which is crazy because we were just trying to think outside the box, be creative, and we covered our tracks, so it's not like it was that bad, but yeah, I have some really good memories from doing this. So I'm gonna press play, and we're gonna watch it, and I'll probably pause it along the way and give little tidbits. Oh man. Oh, and everybody got to choose as a group because there were 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. I think there were 6 of us in our group. We could have a group of 6 people from the school, and we had to choose as a group what genre we wanted, and there could only be like 3 for each genre or something like that. So we chose drama. Our group name was The Real Watchers. I don't know who came up with that or why, but that was our name.
Jamie and Eric, what were they doing? Hey guys, what's up? Hey, how's it going, Eric? Alright, party in my house, 6:30. We'll play some poker. Alright, sounds good.
Okay, so, let me back up. Okay, so this was literally everyone in our group. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 of us in this group. I don't honestly remember this kid's name, and I feel really bad. But this is Rachel, who's been on episodes of Cards Against Humanity. This is Ben. This is Tyler. This is me. And then the guy that comes over, his name was Luke. He was like our team leader, essentially. Him and Tyler kind of just took the reins and were they were like co-directing together, essentially, and doing a lot of the more intensive work. And Luke did a lot of the editing, too, which he was really good at it.
Hey guys, what's up? Hey, how's it going, Eric? Alright, party in my house, 6:30. We'll play some poker. Alright, sounds good.
So they never would let me get behind the camera. I don't know why. Every time I asked, they're like, no, we'll do it. This was the only thing they let me film. I was sitting in a stairway, just like holding my arm, because they're like, we want it steady. And I was like, okay, well, let's make it steady then. And there's all sorts of tricks we learned throughout school, because I did 4 years of AV and all that, morning announcements, everything. So I'm like, okay, make it steady. And that was the only thing they let me do. Please no copyright striking on that music. Okay, so this is where they had the problem to disqualify us, because those are beer bottles. We ripped the labels off and we washed them out really, really good, and we put water in them. And I mean, it wasn't the worst thing. There were other people in the competition that did like action movies with guns and violence, but that's unacceptable. It just made us laugh. That was genuine excitement over the fact that we were going to start playing Go Fish while we were filming, because we had to get like some stock shots essentially of us playing the card game. I laugh every time. Every time. It will never not make me laugh, because we were supposed to be, as we added more bottles, it was supposed to be, we're having a good time, we're having a little get-together of cards and hanging out, and we're drinking, and we're getting progressively more drunk. He asked for aces, and he got a king and a 4. Just every time it makes me laugh still.
Yeah! I love this game!
We got very aggressive over Go Fish.
Isn't he like a creeper? Like, I just hate that guy. Seriously, yeah, I know. Like, hey guys, what's up, Eric? You guys have everything good to drink? The box, we're out of drinks. Okay, Josh, come with me. We'll get something for you.
Okay, let us mention too, we never said beer or alcohol. It was drinks. It was just drinks. We never said anything that would get us in trouble, but it did. Tyler looked at the camera. I just saw it. By the way, this is not the Tyler that helps me do everything lately on the channel. This is a different Tyler, who I actually haven't seen in a long time. He was he was very talented at like acting and stuff, though.
You wanna go find him? Yeah. Let's go find him. Alright.
I'm about to start cringing because I know what's coming.
What are you doing with my Brooklyn? Nothing. You need to choose now, him or me.
I just want to say, Rachel also, she did drama and stuff throughout school, and she also was very good at acting. She still is. Like, if you ask her to flip a switch, she can do it. But I was genuinely terrified this whole day, like the whole time before we filmed this, because this was during the day. We just kind of made everything dark, and we put sheets up so no light would come in. I was genuinely scared when she started doing this stuff, because I was like,
Whatever you decide is fine by me.
that was the line we had to use.
I mean, I told you this wasn't over.
So that was the line we had to use. It was, whatever you decide is fine by me. I don't remember what the prop was. The prop was the deck of cards, and then the name was Brooklyn.
Hey, Natalie, you got those files for me? Yeah, I got them right here. So I heard you were chilling with Brooklyn last night. What's that about? Yeah, we're just hanging out. I think you were doing a little more than just hanging out. Brooklyn is mine and always will be.
That was a real slap. She hit me. I could not fake a slap. I can apparently never fake getting hit. I was awful at it, so I went, screw it, just hit me. And then they're like, well, we have to do it again. And again. And again. So I got slapped a good number of times that day. And like right behind this wall right here was the lunchroom. So I was like, everybody at lunch is gonna think I'm getting beat. And it was funny because I think this was the only good take of the slap where I like actually reacted right instead of just like, ow. But like on the opposite side of the camera, Tyler was in a beanbag chair just like going, yes, that was good. I'll never forget that. That was the funniest thing.
This isn't over.
And she hits hard. if you watch closely, you saw me laughing while I was dying because her thumb was, so it was a flip out knife. And the whole day I was paranoid because I don't like knives, I don't like guns, I don't like that kind of stuff. And I knew it was a real knife, and I'm like, can we not open it and can we keep it closed? And like, because I wasn't comfortable with it. So she had her thumb, like, okay, I'll use this nail polish. If this was the flip out knife, she had her thumb over it. So her knuckle was like jabbing me in the ribs and it was tickling me. So as I died, I was laughing. It was great. And I kept that shirt forever because it was so cool. And we made the blood ourselves. And then like they had like 2 shirts and they put one, and they had the regular one, and then they had the other one, which they put over a Target dummy and then like stabbed it a couple times with blood behind it. It was really cool. By the way, this house that we filmed in, I think it was Luke's mother or dad, his mom or dad. They were, I don't know if they knew someone or if one of them was like a real estate person, but they're like, yeah, this house it's empty, it's up for sale, and there's no offers or anything on it, so we can use that. It was like right down the road from the school. But it was cool. We like got to hang out in this empty house like for the whole day.
What happened with Allie?
I think I made a mistake.
So we had some ADR issues, obviously, there. Yeah, oh, okay, that's it. But yeah, I have some really good memories of filming that. Like, I laugh about it, but it was fun. It was an experience because we had only 3 days to make this movie, which started from the time we left. I mean, I started brainstorming ideas while we were still like in the presentations and stuff, but from the time we left the college campus until like I think it was Sunday night at midnight we had to turn it in. It was crazy though. Okay. So this next one that I'm about to play wasn't my project. I was only involved in it. I helped film some of this. I didn't help film it because I, again, wasn't allowed for some reason. I love being behind the camera, but nobody wanted me to do it. Let's see. This was my friend's project for a class in high school in like 9th or 10th grade, I don't know. And she really, really enjoyed Silent Hill. And I guess the whole thing was like she had to make a short video or something. And I guess she brought a bunch of us to replicate Silent Hill scenes, essentially. So I'm actually going to turn the volume down because I want to get copyright struck on this one. And I'll turn it up at like the right moments. But that's basically what this is. It's essentially like Silent Hill scenes created in real life with high school students. Okay, so I'm only in one scene, and it's this one. And it's me and Tyler, Toreadorian. I'll just let you watch. Okay, so it's no offense to her, but this is not editing the best. The audio was louder than the dialogue, so I don't remember what character I was supposed to be from the game, and I don't know what one Tyler was supposed to be either. But the whole thing was like I was supposed to be some kid, and he was talking to me, and I was asking what he did wrong, robbery or murder or whatever, and then he's like nothing like that, and then the character calls the other character a gutless fatso, which it's really mean, and I never understood it. I've never played Silent Hill, so I've never understood. That is actually Tori. This was her project.
You said your wife was dead, right?
Yeah, she was.
Liar! I know about you. Probably don't want her around anymore. Probably found someone else.
That's ridiculous. I'd never.
Again, I don't.
He's gonna have a hard time playing.
And they filmed this in. I remember they told me they filmed this in a library basement. Instead of just using one light to brighten it, they just kept it dark.
You think it's okay to hurt people? We need help, Eddie. Don't get all holy on me, James. The town calls you too. And you and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you see that? Let's party.
That was supposed to be him getting hit with a wooden board.
Sorry, I thought you were. Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? I've never been so scared in my life. I could care less about my country.
I'm cringing a little at this. I always kind of cringe a little at this if I watch it.
So what about Laura? Did you find her?
Yeah, but she ran away.
We've got to find her.
You really seem to care about her. You know her?
I've never met her before. I feel sorry for her. She's all alone. For some reason.
My computer's very angry playing this right now. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it is very angry. Okay, I think that's all there is on this one. That's all there is on that one. I'm using some weird program, by the way. I'm so sorry. I'm using a weird program for these, but that's all there's on that one. Because the last 4 minutes, they forgot to cut the audio, so it's just like 4 minutes of music. So there was that. And then the last one I want to show is the first project we ever did in our film class that we had. I took this class because the first year I took it was because I wanted to. And then essentially this was the first year, our freshman year of high school. And everything we produced was just not our idea. Like, we did a lot of what the teacher wanted, which was fine, but he was telling us, like, bring an idea, bring this, bring that, write me a script, make a storyboard, and we'll go over it, and we'll do something. Like, and for some reason we never ever did that. Whew, I'm dropping things. For some reason we never did that. Everything I brought to the table was always like, you need more improvement, which I did. I understand it now. Like, I learned a lot, but there was one thing that we did that was, I don't know whose idea it was. It was not the best idea, but it was good for a bunch of freshmen. Okay, so I'm the small one in the corner here. That's the same guy from the competition video, and I don't remember this kid's name either. I don't.
Nothing really.
I haven't interviewed anyone.
That's cool. All I have is study halls. Hey, do you guys think we need your books today?
So the whole thing, you can't hear it properly because all our audio got messed up. This happened a lot when we were in we were doing films for class. Our audio got messed up, so we had to do ADR. So we were watching this and trying to read our lips, and we knew what we said, so that was good. But
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
So what's your interview?
it sounds awful.
Oh, it's about my first day in high school.
Boo. That was pathetic. Yeah, what a loser.
Noob.
That was a big mistake.
So the whole thing was, my character is a new student, and my character was getting interviewed for the first day, about their first day of school, whatever, as a new kid, and the guy in the white shirt had said something about study hall, and I think the other guy said he needed a book for class, as a thing, because he probably couldn't hear it. And yes, that is Rachel again. Like, she was always involved with our film projects.
Think about your first day of high school. Because that's what we're going to be talking about. Is that a Spanish book? I think so. Is anyone in here? I don't see anyone, but we should move back. So,
Because that is how you react to objects flying across the room, right? This video is so bad. I love it. Okay, so, you probably couldn't hear it, but the whole thing is supposed to be, it's a ghost. And I'm like, well, there's nobody back here. And she's like, well, then what happened? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm not a genius. And she goes, well, that's for sure. I vividly remember the day we filmed this. It was so much fun, and we barely got stuff done, and then this part happens. And I had fun doing this.
okay, there's no one back there, right? I can't do this anymore. No, we have to finish the interview. No, we don't. I'm not working here with creepy things and people falling out of chairs. No, I'm not doing it.
And we only had a very rough script, so a lot of the stuff that we were saying was just whatever we felt at the moment. This was good editing. For our level, this was good. And again, the audio was all messed up. This was the worst ghost in the history of ghosts, basically.
Did anything happen to you guys today?
Yeah, I was pushing the lockers.
I got poking back with a pencil.
I didn't get to finish my interview.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
We had no emotion in our voice.
It was you.
Yeah. Okay, this was fun to shoot, but we mostly just kind of stood back, and the teacher did a lot of this work, and he did all the editing work, I'm pretty sure, and he even did the audio work. A lot of it was like he was trying to teach us by showing us, and we didn't learn that way. I mean, I know I didn't learn that way.
4, and some of you just don't so let's do it again. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Can you believe they're still playing this dumb commercial?
Yeah, like someone's gonna stop doing drugs because of some Doug egg commercial.
I had no part whatsoever in this because this was like an after school thing where like he's like, okay, we're gonna go film and whoever can come, and whoever can't, and it's on you. I could not. I couldn't ever really do after school activities. And these were actually our two history teachers for the higher grades. So it was really funny to see this later, and I was like, oh, those are our teachers. How did you get our teachers to be in this?
Johnny, are you down there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have you made your bed yet?
No? What does it matter? What's the deal?
The deal is if you're gonna live here, clean your room. And don't forget to take out the trash.
Well, I can't wait to get out of this place. I'll tell you, I gotta get out of here.
This is your brain after years of drug abuse.
We're really Shillington Park. Yeah, there you go. There's a good place to go. With,
Use a little Comic Sans, little Comic Sans for your video. So the only part I got to help with was I watched the process of it being edited. We literally sat in the one of the AV offices and just sat behind the teacher, watched him edit, and he was like telling us what he was doing, but I wasn't learning. And then the actual cracking of the egg, we got to stand a couple feet away and watch it happen. It was great. It was great. So I think there's one other on here. It's like a tennis video, and that's something that someone else from the class shot and edited, and they were the only one that was allowed to like use the equipment because they were more experienced because they were an upperclassman, and it was a whole big deal. But that was, I wanted to share. I found these and I've always wanted to do something with them, and then I lost them, and then I found them again recently, and I was like, oh, I have to do this. So, I just wanted to try and do something special and do a little sharing because I like sharing for my 200th video. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or drop a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe because I make new content every single day. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you in the next one.